Hi all, good day. I am Arun Amingat and I am a trainer in SAP Materials Management basically, and I have started this course to make you people understand what actually is SAP MM, what different types of configurations are there, what different testing methodologies are being used in the projects. And this is the first chapter, so probably we will not go much into the details of SAP MM configurations and testing. So we will basically highlight on the overview of the organizational structure, and there will be more videos which will follow on based upon this organizational structure video which we will be doing now. So today I'll explain on the details of the organizational structure which is used in SAP, probably like different entities like company code, plant, purchasing organization, and storage locations, and how they are integrated with each other and how they process information to and from each other. To understand that, I have a diagram which depicts the information as it is. So on the top is a client. So client, you can consider it as a system, probably an SAP system which holds a lot of inventory and data and all the tables about the data which is concerned to the client. Like all the data are being stored whichever were earlier written manually or stored in a hard disk are now all available within SAP, and it is fetched easily when and where the need is needed. Okay, after the client we have a company. So let's take an example. There are different companies. Probably you can consider a company as a Volvo or a Shell, Reliance, Tata Groups, and Wipro, etc. Whichever company is of your choice, you can just take that example, and then you can try to identify the scenario, like how is it broken down into different entities and how the components are integrated within each other. So company will be single company, like as I mentioned, even if it's a Wipro, under Wipro there might be multiple subsidiaries, but a company will be a wholly owned unit. Next comes the company code, which basically is a subsidiary of a company. Like example, Reliance can have Reliance Mart, Reliance Digital, and Reliance Manufacturing. For example, I'm not sure it should be there, but you can just take multiple examples similar to Tata. Tata has got some retail, Tata Retail, and it has got some industries, Tata Industrial Industries as well, automobiles as well. So company code is segregated in such a manner so that each and every department or company codes have their own financial accounting which can be managed, and they don't interfere with other line of businesses. Then comes the plant. Plant basically is a manufacturing facility. You all might have seen multiple plants or somewhere in the videos or in actual during some industrial visits or school visits. So it's basically an operational facility where the actual product is being built, and later it is being stored in different locations. So when it comes to locations, as I mentioned, whatever the product was created, all the products are stored in some physical locations, and these are called as storage locations. And it might consider different types of storage. For example, freeze packets are stored in freezers, and similarly, like some bakery items such as bread uh, or any puffs are have to be stored in something which is in oven. And there are different types of areas as well, like there is an open area, there is a rack area, there is a pavement, there is a aisle, and everything is stored based upon the product manufacturing date, and later it is sold to the customer or the dealer, whichever it is. So these are the main uh, components of the storage locations. Later we have a purchasing organization. So simple. So the name itself depicts what it is, purchasing organization. So whenever an organization decides that it needs a specific type of goods or a service which has to be procured, so it will inform the purchasing department within the organization, and that purchasing department will have different sets of purchasing organizations, so which deals with specific set of purchases. For example, some purchasing organizations deal with procurement of goods or products. Some purchasing organizations deal with procurement of services, and in procurement of goods itself there will be like some procurement are only on the type of the material such as steel. Some other procurement is based on procurement of plastics, some other on the procurement of tires. And yeah, so basically the need and what type of products are needed for the organizations. So the purchasing department is wholly responsible to make sure that these products are really ensured to be procured from outside vendors. So before that, if any informal document has to be created, that is a purchase requisition. So a purchase organization is responsible for that. And we also have a credit control area. You can see the arrow marks as well. So it is assigned to the company code. So basically it controls what type of limit has to be applied to a customer. For example, if a customer has got a credit limit of 1 lakh, so if there is a purchase incurred of somewhere around 1,50,000, so there will be a credit block which will not allow the customer to procure the goods from the vendor. So this is important to make sure that there will not be any lapses in payment, and there is always a financial control over something which is being dealt at such a high value. And it helps to also make sure that there is something which is controlling the approvals. So whenever a credit control area limit is exceeded, so it would require some next level of approval which goes to either some higher authority. So this will ensure that there is a specific hierarchy which allows financial auditing and helps in proper procurement and not result in some losses to the company. And within purchase organization we have a purchase group as mentioned earlier. So it is a group of people simply to procure specific purchases. Like sectors can be different. For example, industries, it might be a wooden industry, it might be a plastic industry, it might be a mirror industry, or it might be a steel industry. And there's a specific subset of purchase organizations which in turn take the responsibility of making sure that the right purchases are being done for the company. So this is the basic basement, what you call, which is specifically required and highly regarded as an important point to make sure that you understand the next configuration steps efficiently. Okay, so just to summarize again, so you can see client is there, the client is a top level, the company reports to the client. So you can just think it as a company is within the client. So client you can consider as a system in the sense I always make sure that it is a SAP system. So this client can be a development server, okay, or a quality assurance server, what you call a quality server, or a production server. So under these, all these configurations are supposed to be made, and based upon the release what we have, for example, whenever there is a development happening, it will be a functional unit tests, like small components of the codes are being tested or small components of the configurations are tested. And whenever it is a quality assurance server, it is a system integration testing or system testing. So different components and different modules are interconnected, and all the line of businesses are interconnected, and SAP is also connected to various other interfaces such as Ariba, Oracle, uh, for example, and these all are tested on a whole. So there we have a quality server, and whenever the product or a solution is moved to the final stage, which is the production server, so that time the client will be a production server. But the rest of the entities, which are company code, plant, storage location, credit control area, purchasing organization, purchase group, everything remains same. It's just how the transports move in between the different servers. So first it's a development server, then the quality server, then the production server. Okay, so whatever configurations are being done will be done at a development server, whatever testing is being done will be done at the quality server, and whatever the actual in time real time process happens, that will be in production server. So whenever a work is done in development, so those transports will move to quality. So during the SIT, system integration testing, regression testing, or all the other testing, whichever it is, so all the quality uh, testing is added as per the specifications mentioned in the functional specification, and the after the go live it will be in production server. So basically, just to make you understand, make sure about all these entities perfectly. So after the client, it is a company. As I mentioned, company is something which is a huge unit which has its own financial accounting, and company code, you can see it is assigned to company. After the company code, it's a plant is also assigned to company code, and within plant we have different storage locations. I have given only one examples here, so whatever arrow marks you are seeing, so it will have multiple entities also. For example, one plant can have multiple storage locations, one company code can have multiple plants, one company can have multiple company codes, and a company code is also assigned to a credit control area, and purchasing organization is also uh, different entities which is connected to do different parts. For example, when it's directly connected to a company code, it is used for reporting and analytical purposes. So when on a financial reporting or audit reporting, whenever it is connected to plant, so it comes into picture as an SAP configuration entity, and each purchase group or multiple purchase groups are assigned to a single purchase organizations. Okay, and this snapshot gives you a whole idea about how the enterprise structure in actual organization works. And now we will go ahead and I will show you what a client and a company looks like in a actual system. So let me go to the SAP screen. I'm using S4 HANA, so you can use whatever version of the system you have. Just log in.